contenders again.
Next, we've got our final map of the deep dive. We're going to take a look at some of the grand finals. Let us know if you guys want to see Search and Destroy deep dives, because obviously Search and Destroy doesn't really get looked at or talked about much. We're not going to do it in this episode, again, for time constraints. We don't want to, have 2.5 hours long. But let us know if you guys do want to see some Search, because I'd have no problem breaking it down. It's a little bit slower of a game mode. But start us off here. What are you seeing?
I mean, we saw Ant or Shotzzy in the water literally all weekend long on this map. He's just a pain in your side, right? His movement's obviously insane, and no matter what, the team he's playing against is going to be paranoid because they know that he's always going to be taking routes. And it's one of those things where it's like a mind game, right? Sometimes he'll take a route, and sometimes he'll stay above water. And then you're like, oh, fuck, I stunned the water expecting him to be there, and next thing you know, he's on land. So
yeah,
the kid plays mind games, but also Ultra. I mean, they have a player like Kleenex, who is another pain in your side. I mean, he had an insane tournament. I'm not going to lie. If we did breakdown team of the week just from the finals, I mean, it probably would have been Dashy, Scrap, shotzzy, Kleenex.
Yes.
I mean, he was insane, not only all major long, but all stage long. I mean, he was, without a doubt, I think, for the entire stage, a top 3 sub.
Yeah, easily.
Yeah.
But so let's just talk about a little bit about the map right here. So you see Toronto do a really good job. They get the good side start, and they hold that P2 spawn, which usually isn't very easy because you'd see teams take a very long route. You'd see people try to go through like back castle or back ruins, whatever people call it, basically where 4's at right now, or take a water route and try to get through. Toronto sniffs out all of those water routes.
Yeah, and that's just going to happen sometimes, right? I mean, you can't flip all the time. They start on bad side. Toronto takes advantage of it. So far, so good for Toronto, but this is kind of how you'll see the sequence go on this map. If a team does hold that P2 spawn off the good side, they'll go up to a score like 75-6, and then the team that didn't hold P2 spawn will usually have rotation of gas or P3. But even now, I mean, Toronto's in a decent spot because if they make kills, they're just going to trap Optic in the back. Like, there's only so much you can do because also they'll trade kills. If Optic keeps spawning in the back, Toronto's going to spawn dome, and people are just going to stun nade over that top gap every single time and help their teammates who are in hill fighting.
So we always say that this hill is one of the 2 hills on this map that is just a grade A bang out most of the time. I mean,
I know all about it.
Yeah, I mean, we see Zinni have a tough go at this against Optic at
yeah, thank you. Yeah, that was my last tournament, my last match, yeah.
Yeah, Brandon just absolutely lays sack in that one. But
yeah, mushroom stamp.
Right here, Toronto, they honestly do a decent job. Optic also does a very good job. They end up splitting that time. They end up flipping Toronto to the back here, and this is kind of where they start a little bit of a comeback here. I mean, right now it's Operation Kill number 5. As soon as this guy dies, we turn. Everybody's coming front. Maybe some water routes, but we have map control here. And that's a huge play out of Ghosty. I want to highlight this. I mean, I got to stop saying it. I can't stop saying it. It's insane.
It's all right.
But Ghosty gets to the back here undetected, which is huge. They kill number 4 in Kyler. He gets to the back and does exactly what he needs to.
Yeah.
He plays his time. Gets one in the back. Watch number 6 now. Number 6 turns around, tweaking, because now he knows Ghosty's in the back. It's the most important kill on the map right now. It's not close.
Correct.
They got to kill him to maintain that spawn. He turns his attention. 2 comes in, kills him off the Godheady. Boom. Optic, I'm assuming they win this rotation. Well, actually, they get traded 2 for 2, but they should spawn in the back here, and they will spawn in the back because let's talk about it. We've got number 6 blocking P5, which is the other spawn point on this. I believe there's a P1 spawn. There's a P1 spawn, right?
Yeah.
It's like a secondary spawn.
Yep.
But the 2 main spawns are P5 and in the back here on P4. But since they're all blocked, we should spawn in the back. Toronto should continue spawning out front P5. And you see that a lot of the time when you're rotating to that next hill.
Yeah, I mean, Optic's in a good spot here to get some of this time. And obviously now Ultra spawns on new. So this hill is a lot of trading time. Like right here, obviously Optic hope to get this 30 seconds. And this next hill is kind of a mixy hill. It's definitely a money hill if you can hold it, but it's not easy to hold it. You'll see people hop on top of that back rock and block every single spawn to force spawn people front. Why are you smiling?
Dude, look at this. I mean, look what happens here. I'm sorry to
you're
I'm
fine.
sorry
The
to
water?
cut you off,
No, you're
but
good.
look what Ant does. I mean, we talk about he's on a 6 right now.
Yeah.
People tell him to get out of the water, but then he does shit like this, and you're like, what?
I mean, it's so hard to read because you're focused about people on time and throwing tacks at you.
Did you just see that?
Yeah, he's just gliding. He's like Dr. Manhattan. He's walking on water.
He just drive-by the guy. Someone dove in, and he dove out like a dolphin.
Yeah, he's an asshole. I'll tell you that. But Yeah, this hill, if so, on this rotation, right, once this hill pops, if Toronto does get a full wave and they block both spawns from that top rock, you're on a rough spot. You can only come front. You can, like, wrap back ruins and try breaking front. You can cut through the bridge, but you're pre-aimed and they know exactly where you're coming from. Ideally, you get around the back and you make it mixy. You sort of force back spawns and front spawns to create a natural pinch, and we'll see how it works out. Toronto has rotation, but like I said, this is not like a hill that's very easy to hold. Like you can walk through the window and get a pick and get out. It's very back and forth, I feel like.
I wanted to say it's one of the reasons why I picked this map out, because typically hills in the game, if one team is very, very good at it, I always want to talk about it.
Yeah.
And this specific hill, Toronto is the best team in the game at this hill.
Mm-hmm.
The way that they play this, the way that they control the spawns, it's incredible. Because typically we'll see this hill, grade A bang out. Nobody really secures a majority of the time. Toronto, though, they control it so well.
Well,
they have this hill down.
It's all map knowledge, right? Like, they're going to manipulate the spawn and make you come front. And as soon as someone's not in a spot to spawn you out front, they're going to know. They're going to say, number one spawning in the back.
Look at this, though. Look at this. They get kills, and they instantly allow them to flip to the back.
Yep, which is, I mean, the 10 out of 10 correct play if you know how to do it and when to do it.
Yeah. They flip them out right back to the back, and this is perfect scenario for them. They're getting some of this last P5 time. They're still getting kills. Look at number 8. He's going to do the same thing. They actually end up spawning in the back there again, but we get parallels. He goes out and blocks that P1 spawn to force them back here so that they can get this old time, have them trapped, and set up for P1. It's an insane play out of Toronto right here that wasn't really talked about very much.
Yeah, I mean, it's Call of Duty 101, right? I mean, usually you want to hold the anchor and hold back spawns for the first 30 seconds. As soon as you make that wave at 30 seconds, you sprint forward and you get ready from the spawn in the back, and then you try to trap them for the new hill. So if you're a ranked player looking for some tips, hold the back, and then at 30 seconds, flip them.
Right here again, you see Optic do a very good job. This looks a lot different than the first P1 to P2 rotation. There's still 42 seconds on this P1 hill, but we end up getting through to the back. I'm going to rewind it really quick just in case people missed it. You see 4 take that long route. Number 7 gets a kill. Doesn't expect this number 4 to come back. Shoot him in the back, and then boom, right away, get spawns for that P2, which is massive because, again, the P1 to P2 is a big chain. If you can pull it off, you can end up getting probably, I would say, around 100 seconds if you do it flawlessly.
Yeah, well, so right now, Optic
and we don't
in
do
the
it
ideal
flawlessly.
situation.
We get 3 deaded, 4 deaded.
Yeah, so ideally they have P2 spawns. They have P1 control. They can send one player into red and just spawn trap and just switch corners. You're up top, running down the stairs, jumping the side pipes. That player can do whatever he wants red as long as we're blocking the P2 spawn. Toronto make a big wave of kills.
Let's listen to their listening.
Sure.
We heard it once before, but yeah, let's listen to their listening. Oh, they won't be able to hear it? Oh, okay, so we'll just keep going. You guys won't be able to hear the listening. All good. You guys heard it anyway, and if you guys do want to watch it on your own time, it's on the Call of Duty channel. And yeah, so we have the back P2 spawn here. Toronto trying to force their way through to P1. I don't remember if we get a hold here. It looks like we do. Dan gets a big 2-piece. It's actually interesting. 2, if he spawns, if 2 spawns half a second later, he spawns in the back. But this could low-key end up being a good thing because he gets a natural pinch there on that. If he waits 1 second, he spawns in the back.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just worried for number 4 here. He's about to get sort of hit out quick, but they should have spawn knowledge on that. If they're spawning the back and they're spawning out front, they'll know they have to flood through ruins and broken. So there's a line in broken that will block the P2 spawn. If you cross that doorway of
where's the line?
Or
tell us where that line's at. Yeah, use the cursor. Yeah.
Where's broken? Other side of the map. Wait. Yeah.
That's broken.
Yeah, so right here.
If you go through that door, it blocks it?
Yeah. If a player goes through that door, that should be blocking the back spawn.
All right, let's see it unwind. Let's see if it actually ends up happening. So here we go. Number 5 pushes through. I mean, 4 just gets bad timing. He walks right in, ends up making a kill, probably gets traded, and they probably end up losing the rest of the scrap because we're going to spawn in the back, and they're going to rotate over to the P3 hill, which, again, these guys were very good at P3s and P5s. Again, a listen in. We're not going to be able to hear it, so we're just going to keep on going.
Yeah, and right here, who is that? Sorry, I can't see. Kyler's huge right now. I mean, at this point, he's trying to play spoiler, trying to find a kill in the back and be annoying, play back gas, because
they know he's through. Look at number 5.
They know he's through, but they don't know exactly where he is, obviously. And I like the play he makes. He's playing it slow. He's playing it reserved. And as soon as his teammates start getting to a spot where he can make a play, he's going to hit the rotation or hit the pinch. I mean, they find two. And now they're actually in the best spot you can ask for, right? They're going to spawn them in the back gas. And if Optic can hold most of this time, they have the spawns where they should have rotation the next. And, 1 second it should be an Ultra masterclass. And next thing you know, it's flipped on their heads.
Yeah. And Ultra, again, getting that back spawn. They end up getting 1 kill. End up trading out kills. Optic, right here when we were watching, I thought that this was going to be a turning point in the game. I thought we were going to end up chaining. But, again, Toronto ends up making those kills. They end up clearing out the point. They end up getting a huge 20 seconds to scrap at this point because, again, if we end up getting that 20 seconds, it's 150 to around 170. Yeah, they're going to have rotation, but if we got scrap, we more than likely hold them in the back as well. And you see here, I mean, we have a flawless rotation anyway, which ends up being nice.
Shout out to Toronto, too, because, I mean, that's not an easy hill to re-break, especially when you're spawning back gas. Once again, you're getting bombarded by tax. Even if you find a couple kills, those players are spawning at a spot where they're just going to bombard you with nades and stuns. Toronto make some great plays there to make it scrappy and stop Optic from getting scrap time and holding that spawn trap. And you're right, the rotation's in, and
it looks
right
good.
now,
right here, this looks great. But again, we get a bad timing on hill. Toronto just played this map so scrappy. I mean, every time.
I don't think it's easy to hold this either.
Sorry, say that again.
I don't think it's easy to hold this hill necessarily. Like, I feel like this is a hill where it's always going to get scrappy because they're going to come up front, jump up top broken, jump to that rock, and they're throwing tax. It's not. It is a money hill if you hold it, but I feel like it's not like the easiest hold in the game.
It is a little bit deceiving, and again, I just want to highlight Toronto. They just play this map so damn well. I mean, right here, you see this 4 dead. This is a huge win. I just want to. That's 20 seconds going their way. On top of that, you see Optic getting this P3 spawn, but look at number 5. He knows they're spawning there. He just has his 6th sense activated, ends up getting 1. If he gets 2 there, it's an insane play.
Yep.
Because he would have flipped out 2 of us right off the rip, or 3 of us, actually.
Yep.
But instead, we got Ant. Ant going rogue up top.
And this is exactly who you want up top, I'll tell you that. And I think top's like one of the best places to have control here. Unfortunately, he gets traded, but it's not easy to kill people up top because those railings you get no aim assist through. So he can essentially run around up top. He can jump on the railing, pinch the back, lay down up there. It's not an easy kill. He will fall. But we're actually in the best possible spot here. I mean, we're holding time while simultaneously spawning them out front, which is exactly what you want.
Big play.
But number 5, scrap.
Scrap with a huge play right there. Ends up getting 2. Kind of staggers our push and makes us tweak and ends up spawning us out again. I'm telling you, Toronto plays this hill the best in the game right now.
Let's show that again
Take
because
notes.
that was, I think, the hill-breaking, map-changing play right there. Like that 2-piece.
The game-winning play.
This if Scrap does not find this 2-piece and instead dies with even if he finds 1 and he gets traded, all of Ultra's forced to flood front. They lose the lead, and then Optic has momentum. They're going to pinch around deep P2, but Scrap finds the game-winning 2-piece, really.
This is a huge 25. At this point in the game, getting this extra 20 seconds puts them about 20 seconds from winning, which on this map, that's basically 1 break.
Yep.
We do get in. We do contest. I'm pretty sure Insight gets a 3-piece here on the hill. Just, again, an annoying 3-piece because look at the spawns now. We're spawning at old. Number 4 is the only person out, and I'm pretty sure this is where we just straight up lose the game. They end up making their kills here on this rotation. I think 8 kills number 2. They sniff him out in the water, or maybe he kills him later. I know that Kyler dies right here, bottom dome. And at this point, it's just looking grim. Brandon gets blooded. Ant gets 1. They run in bottom dome. Now they know Ant's in water now, which he's a sitting duck, quite literally and figuratively out there. He is a sitting duck in that water. And they just flip us out to that P3 side again, and they know we're all coming from there because they block P2.
Yeah, I mean, they play this map incredibly well. I'm not going to lie. Anytime I see Optic playing this map, I kind of give them like the favorite tag just because Ant is such an annoying player. They've been playing this map pretty well for a decent amount of time now.
We were good at this map when I was on the team.
Yeah,
too.
but
then
I mean,
it obviously changed.
I just want to highlight Scrap again. Like I really do think his 2-piece in the back on the last hill was the game-winning play. Before that, it was pretty even, right? Like Ultra, they start good side and they hold the good side. They go up 75-6. It gets scrappy on that P3 a little bit. Toronto with, you can go as far to say maybe a game-saving contest on the P3 where they break out of back gas and actually hold some time on P3 when it looked like Optic was going to hold the spawn trap. And then I think Scrap's game-winning 2-piece was the real star of that show.
Yeah, we wanted to throw one grand final map in there for you guys to break it down. We haven't done Hydra yet either, so we thought it was a good one. I hope you guys enjoyed the deep dive analysis. Again, please let us know if you guys want to see Search and Destroy or Control. We were going to do a Control in this one, but again, kind of just time constraint thing.
Yeah, and I mean, also